Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? It's Matt here from YoVideogames. Recently, Gamescom brought a host of new game announcements and of course new updates and trailers for some of the bigger high-profile games hitting next year. And rather than talk about just one thing in particular, I decided I'm going to broadly kind of go over my thoughts and opinions on what we saw that was released, at least onto the internet, because obviously I'm not in Germany. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, of course, since this is a spin-off of Max's channel, y'all want to hear about fucking fighting games first. I understand that, so let's talk about Tekken 7. This guy, Lee Violet was announced. I watched the trailer, and I gotta be honest, I don't know who this person is. I don't play Tekken. I've never really played Tekken. I played a pretty good chunk of Tekken 3 when it was brand new, and, you know, you've seen pretty much all I've ever done on Tekken on stream with Max. So yeah, I don't know who this character is. I just find it funny how after all these months and all these character announcement trailers in, they're not announcing Eddie or Christy. And I just feel so bad for Kenny. You know, that's his man. That is his, like, super gay homo love crush. And they just refuse to put this character in the game. And I find that funny because I always thought Eddie was a popular character. I mean, I don't know nothing about no Tekken, but I know Eddie and Christy. I know they're kind of good for people just learning the ropes, and they got a fun capoeira style, really, you know, smooth flowing combos and shit for newcomers. And it's just interesting to me how this is a guy who's been in the game series since 3, and either he or Christy has been in a main game for all of them, I think, for all of them since Tekken 3 through 6 and Tag Tournament 2, and yet here we are, Tekken 7. There's been about 30 fucking characters announced for this, you know, a bunch brand new for the console, and no Eddie or Christy, so I find that just hilarious. I wonder, and part of me kind of thinks this is true, I wonder if they're just saving him for DLC, you know, the first round of DLC. And that's kind of like the scumbag tactic, you know, where, hey, you know, where there's going to be like one popular or semi-popular character that a lot of people are going to want, but we're not going to put him in the game because we want you to, you know, spend $5 to $10 on him later on, you know, down the road. We really want to make sure we get you with some little bit of DLC. So, yeah, I'm thinking, you know, Namco being a corporation and not worth anyone's praise or defense, I think they're just going to be like every other corporation, probably scumbag this whole character into DLC. So that's what I see coming from Tekken. Of course, we got new stuff for their story mode, which again looks pretty awesome. They promised like hours of gameplay. We got to see creepy, weird baby Kaguya. Again, I don't really know shit about Tekken. Although it's funny because the Tekken story mode apparently is going to cover parts all over the whole timeline of the whole franchise. Which means might be good for me to play because then I could actually maybe get a better idea of the whole what's going on. Why is Heihachi throwing his children into volcanoes all the time? But, you know, that's pretty cool. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be another big fighting game that's going to just kind of be a big slap in the face unintentionally to Street Fighter V and its whole fucked up release schedule. So there you go. Again, it's the best looking fighting game coming out. It looks gorgeous, even though, yeah, it's Unreal 4, but man, it's just, boy, do those cloth physics look great and all that shit. So I think it's gonna be a really good game when it comes out. But I'm not much of a Tekken player, so I'll probably play it on stream, and that's about it. Now, the other big fighting game news was, of course, for Injustice 2, which, you know, timely enough as it is, you know, a couple weeks after Suicide Squad's come out and starting to completely tank at the box office after its blowout weekend, we get, you know, Harley and Deadshot. And you know, Deadshot just kind of looks sort of whatever, like, it looks exactly like you would expect Deadshot to look. Seems to have some of whatever his face McCree was, not McCree, in MKX. I don't know why I always forget his name. Because of fucking McCree always, you know, just blinding me. Always just too many cowboys now. I love him both. He was a cool character. You know, but yeah, Deadshot just kind of looks to be taking a lot from that. Harley is not new, and again, I'm sort of disappointed in one sense that we're getting another Batman's Rogue Gallery villain. And on the other hand, though, unlike Superman and Batman, Aquaman in particular, Harley looks like she's very different this time around. I really love her moveset. I love the hyenas kind of being brought in for supers and stuff like that. She looks like a lot of fun. She looks like a lot of fun to play, but as she looks in general kind of woof. Now, I know some people kind of dig, you know, or really get really defensive about, you know, the the NetherRealm people, and they do good work, and they have really good graphics. They have pretty amazing character models. I'm sticking by my guns here. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like her face. I think it looks kind of weird. I mean, they're getting to a point now where they're going for a super realistic look, and especially on people like Blue Beetle and Harley and Supergirl, it's got a really, really weird uncanny valley effect going on, where it's like you know that they're not real people, even though they're very, very realistically designed, but they look very creepy and very off. And yeah, I don't like their faces. I don't like NetherRealm faces. I still don't. So I'm sticking to my guns there. I just don't like the art on their faces. I think it's getting a little. Actually, I'm thinking it's getting way too close to a realistic style. So not thrilled with that. But on the one hand, I was very, very impressed with the moveset and the gameplay I saw from Harley and Injustice 2. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So moving away from fighting games and into self-indulgence for a bit, we got a new Yooka-Laylee trailer and some more direct feed gameplay, but talked over from, I believe it was Eurogamer. And yeah, the game is really shaping up. We got a more villain-focused trailer. The trailer, from what I can tell, is mostly based around the hub world of Yooka-Laylee, the Ivory Towers, like a lot of what we saw there. And of course we saw some stuff from the Ice World, but it was all kind of like panning shots of like hallways or like maybe ramps or pathways. I didn't really feel like I got a real good idea of what the world looks like. I think we got a better look at Tribal Stick Towers, which again we're starting to see a lot more of, especially in the direct feed Eurogamer footage. And yeah, it looks fantastic. I'm a little peeved. I'm a little upset at Playtonic that as far as Tribal Stick Towers go, when I was there for the interview at E3, no one was allowed to play the game, just Andy from Playtonic, and which was a little disappointing. But then, hey, we got the toy box, so us backers, us people who put money into the fucking project, we got the toy box, and we got to actually go hands-on with the game before really anyone else, unless, you know, in the media, unless of course they paid for the toy box as well. So that was super cool. But on the same token, I'm now like, God damn it, I want to play the real fucking Tribal Stick Towers too. I don't want to like have to be some special guy in the media in fucking Germany to be able to play the first actual level of the game. So maybe a little salt there. I'm not worried about the game's quality at all. It's literally just pure fucking raging salty jealousy right now, where this is my most anticipated game, and I just kind of don't like the idea of some journalist who's got a passing or sort of fleeting interest in the game getting to play the fucking final build or near final build of the first level before, you know, people who put, you know, hundreds of dollars into the game like myself. But whatevs, game's gonna be great. I'm pretty sure of that now. The trailer made it look a little floaty and slippery, which was weird, I thought, because the footage for Eurogamer, the direct feed, looked way better, like more grounded, more heavier. And what we played in the Toy Box Plus, that was very good controls, and that felt very right. So it's weird to see that the trailer, which might have been based on just an old build, had a very kind of slippery, loose feel or look to it, whereas the actual game that we've all played felt really good, really solid. So whatevs. Now I'm going to move away from Yooka-Laylee, and let's talk about RE7. They had a new trailer for it called The Lantern, where I guess it's another one of those found footage tapes, and it's for a chick this time trying to escape from plantation. So rather than, you know, focus on whatever the fuck, you know, the creepy couple running that place, the dad was in the E3 stuff. This time it's the creepy mother, and yeah, here's the problem with the game right now is that what they've shown, both in the trailers at E3, both in the playable fucking demo, and now with this new Lantern gameplay, as it's dubbed, it just looks like any number of horror games on the PC that have come out in the last 5 years. Like, yeah, I get it. You know, let's draw the comparisons because they're fucking there. You know, it looks like Amnesia. It looks like Outlast. And yes, Amnesia was highly influential, and that's really cool in one sense. But on the other sense, it seems like Resident Evil's gone really Me Too. Now, I'm happy they're dropping what they were doing with RE6 because that game sucked donkey balls. But on the other hand, now it just looks completely derivative of what PC gaming has been doing for like 5 or so years. So it's a really kind of just underwhelming feeling watching Resident Evil 7. I really think what Capcom needs to do is have a more cinematic trailer or show gameplay that differentiates it from all these Amnesia Outlast clones. Show combat, because the whole point in the demo of having the axe was just to show and say, yes, there will be combat in the game. Well, we got no combat in the new Lantern gameplay. All we got was the most predictable jump scare of all fucking time. So, yeah, it just looks very fucking underwhelming, very fucking Me Too, very derivative. And that's not good for a franchise like Resident Evil. Like, this is your mainline new Resident Evil game. It really needs to show that it is something that's big and something that's unique and something that stands out. And boy, am I not seeing it with this new trailer and gameplay. And lastly, I have to talk about the brand new game announcement from our good old friends in Japan at Fuck Konami. I'm talking about Metal Gear Survive. This was hilarious. I think, oh god, I don't even know where to start. I honestly think that the development of this game is probably kind of understandable. With the huge walkout last year from Kojima, and he probably took a bunch of his team with him. They needed to probably make something that they could use the base of Metal Gear Solid 5 for. Like they obviously this is sort of like a piecemeal game or a game made from assets and stuff that was done for 5 that they could expand upon. And I get that. That's totally understandable. I'm actually kind of shocked that there are any sort of artists left working at Konami, because at the end of the day, the trailers, well enough put together. There's somebody worked on it. Somebody worked on, the timing and pacing and the character models and the weapons and all that. And someone worked on all the stuff in the trailer, and it doesn't, on a very technical level, it doesn't look bad, even though, yes, again, it's using the Fox engine, it's using stuff that came before, but someone is there at Konami making this fucking trailer. At least this trailer, maybe not, we don't know about the game, but somebody made this trailer. Somebody at Konami, someone is still fucking there, which I think is probably the most shocking news out of this whole thing, is that there are actually artists and possibly programmers still at fuck Konami, and they're actually working on something. As for the game itself, it does almost feel like an intentional pissing on Kojima and his legacy, and like it's not even like, okay, here's this random thing like Metal Gear Acid, Metal Gear Ghost Babel. It's like, oh, it takes place immediately after Metal Gear Solid 5, where the home base gets sucked into a parallel dimension. A wormhole just opens up in the fucking sky, and then these people get sent to a planet where people are turning into crystallized zombies, and it's a zombie co-op survival game. And I think probably the most crazy thing about all of this is just sort of how by the numbers the idea is. I mean, other than the fact that, oh, this wormhole appeared in the sky and sucked your home base and all its, soldiers away into it. See, the thing is, some people have said that this is kind of a crazy idea that Kojima himself might have actually done. And I can see that. And honestly, it would be a weird world where if nothing ever happened to Kojima and Konami, there was never any bad blood, and like things were just going as they were in, say, 2000, and Kojima was still there, and then we got the announcement of Metal Gear Survive. People would probably be praising this as just another example of Kojima's mad genius brilliance. But all that being said, and I do believe that is kind of true, all that being said, I do think that the genericness of this is probably what is so funny. It's just so calculated. It's so ridiculously dry. Like, it is the epitome of some asshole in a boardroom with his fucking pants down figuratively on the whole gaming side of business going, what the fuck do we do? And just saying, I don't fuck... Zombie. Let's make a zombie, a co-op zombie game. That's it. Yeah, everyone loves fucking co-op zombie games. Like Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty, like a billion fucking games on PC. Like, what else are we gonna fuck? That's it. Yeah, people would love that. Let's just put that in Metal Gear. Like, it's just so fucking corporation boardroom designed that's the hilarious part about it. Like everyone knows the heart and soul of Metal Gear was Kojima and some of the other important people that made it, the music and the art and all that stuff. But this is definitely something you would get from a soulless, charmless, and leaderless Metal Gear Solid team. And this is what Metal Gear Survive is. It's hilarious to me. It's getting a shit ton of dislikes, rightfully so, because even if you don't, you remove yourself from the Kojima stance, so I side with Kojima, fuck Konami stance, even if all of that, the game itself just looks like every fucking thing you've ever seen before in the last 15 fucking years in this whole fucking game industry, because everyone's fucking chasing the goddamn zombie genre. It's so played out in movies, it's played out in games. It's really fucking played out. Can you tell that I'm a little bored with the concept of zombies? Because I really fucking am. And I think a lot of people are too, and I think that's part of the dislikes. Obviously, a lot of it is because of fuck Konami and all that. But yeah, it's just such a fucking hilarious thing to me to see this is the first game. This is the first product game-wise we see after the whole fucking debacle of last year, and it's just the most blandest, like boringest, like shittiest fucking idea you could think of. A co-op zombie survival game in the Metal Gear universe. Oh, good God. Fuck Konami. Alright, guys, that about wraps it up for me. Let me know if there's anything I missed. I know Neo got a new trailer, and it looks like more Neo, and we'll be playing the beta, of course, so don't bring up Neo, because yes, I'm aware of it, but I have nothing else to say on it other than that. Yeah, it looks cool. And we'll be playing the new demo, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the channel. Later, dudes.